Manila Mayor Isko Moreno is not done yet. The presidential candidate came out with fresh tirades against Vice President Leni Robredo. The camp of presidential candidate Ping Lacson claims that he did not plan the joint press conference alone. Lacson's spokesman said they didn't even pay for the event. The COMELEC has jumped the final disqualification case against presidential candidate Bongbong Marcos for lack of merit. And in sports, Game 6 of the PBA Final Series between Ginebra and Meralco has been rescheduled due to a fire in the Big Dome. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know as you jumpstart your day. I'm Charles Lejano. We begin today with presidential candidate and Manila Mayor Isko Moreno launching fresh tirades against Vice President Leni Robredo. In response, the Robredo team hit Moreno with just one letter, K. Romel Lopez with a report.
All eyes were on presidential candidate Isko Moreno as he conducted his campaign visit in Bohol. He kept his cool for most part of the sortie, but things got heated when the Easter press con was brought up once again. This time, the Manila mayor went on to dare Vice President Leni Robredo and her camp.
I challenge Bam Aquino. Sige, tingnan natin. Tingnan natin. I challenge Bam Aquino to deny it. I challenge the Honorable Vice President. Pasinungalingan nyo kami. Pasinungalingan nyo kami kung di kayo nag-attempt. Nang makita ng taong bayan ang katotohanan. Kung sino ang fake, kung sino ang totoo.
He issued the same challenge to Robredo's spokesman, Attorney Barry Gutierrez, but this time issuing a warning that they have evidence to back their claim.
Barry, mag-ingat ka. May CCTV ang Office of the Vice President. May CCTV yung bahay sa McKinley. Barry, tabi ka na sa Gedli. Pagsalitain mo yung amo mo. Pagsalitain mo yung amo mo. O baka hindi pa mabasa. Kailangan yung teleprompter.
But as usual, Moreno capped off his tirades with an offer to be an alternative candidate for those seeking peace of mind. He vowed to put an end to political bickering should he be elected. His running mate, Dr. Willie Ong, made it clear that despite differences in opinion, he will stick with Moreno.
Minsan baka hindi kami pareho lang a little sa opinion, yun ang karakter ko, yun ang karakter niya, pero 100% ang support ko kay Mayor Isko. Huwag kayong mag-entertain na si Doc lilipat, imposible yon.
In response to Moreno's recent pronouncement, Attorney Gutierrez simply replied K with a smiley on Twitter. Robredo, meanwhile, has yet to comment on Moreno's fresh attack. For News 5, Romel Lopez. We are One News.
Meanwhile, the camp of presidential bet Ping Lacson claims that he was not the sole organizer of the Peninsula Manila Joint Press Conference. Speaking to the Chiefs, Lacson's spokesperson Ace Asidilio admitted that they did not even pay for the event. And that's despite inviting other candidates to join the joint press conference.
Kumbaga, meron naman silang line to each other. Kumbaga, nagkataon na they all agreed, initially the five of them, no, until eventually just three showed up. Hindi naman talaga si Senator Lacson solely ang nag-organize doon.
I think it's a legitimate question. Who ultimately paid for that press conference?
Well, definitely not us. Malinaw pa ang memory ko.
Sino
I
kaya?
can say that for a fact.
Sino kaya? Kasi you don't book it overnight, ano ha? Siguro.
Yes, I agree, Ami. But the thing is, I cannot speak for that because hindi naman kami mismo ang may gawa niyan. So I cannot answer for anybody.
In an interview with 1PH sa Totoo Lang, Asidilio also clarified that presidential candidate Manny Pacquiao intended to attend the press conference. Pacquiao even supposedly sent an advance party to let them know that he would be late for the event.
He gave his word to no less than the Senate President. Kasi si Senate President Tito Soto ang kausap niya. Tinanong siya, Champ pa ang tawag ni Tito Sen sa kanya, Champ, makakarating ka ba? And he was put on loudspeaker. Yeah, sabi niya, maantala lang kasi pasakay pa lang siya ng aeroplano. Hindi pa rin ako nakakarinig up to now ng anumang dahilan kung bakit hindi na ho siya tumuloy.
The camp of presidential candidate Isko Moreno denies that he's in talks with survey frontrunner Bongbong Marcos. Speaking to the Chiefs, Moreno's campaign manager Lito Banayo said no conversation ever happened between Moreno and Marcos Jr. or the latter's running mate Sara Duterte. This after some people speculate that Moreno's outburst against fellow presidential Leni Robredo was done to help the so-called Uniteam.
Wala naman kasing any conversation whatsoever between Ferdinand Marcos Jr. or even Mayor Inday Sara Duterte with Isko Moreno before or during the campaign.
Meanwhile, Banayo maintains that Moreno was just being candid when talking about Robredo. And the mayor's spokesperson added that they don't care about all the criticisms from people who would never vote for Moreno anyway.
Isko Moreno is simply saying what he feels and what he thinks. No, he is what you see is what you get. No fakery, no pretensions, no hypocrisy whatsoever.
Days after the Easter press con, where he was supposed to attend, Senator and presidential candidate Manny Pacquiao finally speaks up. In his visit to Ilocos Norte, Pacquiao said that what happened at the conference was unexpected and that he was not aware that there would be a manifesto to be signed in the briefing. Similar to Lacson's claim, Pacquiao said that Moreno went off script as their original plan was just to call for an honest election and not to pick on any candidate. Pacquiao also stressed that calling for another candidate to withdraw is not part of his plan.
Wala sa usapan yung manira tayo ng tao doon at magsasabing mag-withdraw ka, wala mag-withdraw. At unexpected yung mga sinabi doon.
OWA Deputy Executive Director Mocha Uson slams Marcos loyalist Tony Gonzaga. This comes after Gonzaga declared that presidential candidate Bongbong Marcos is getting closer to coming home to Malacanang. Uson said that this statement feeds the idea that the Marcoses were indeed dictators who claimed Malacanang as their own at the expense of the Filipino people.
Gusto ko lamang pong magkomento dito sa sinabi ni Miss Tony Gonzaga. Alam mo ma'am, hindi maganda yung sinasabi ninyo na paghahalataan na wala po kayong alam sa public service. At para sabihin mo na babalik na sa kanyang tahanan sa Malacanang si Marcos, ay parang sinabi mo na rin po na diktador ang kanilang pamilya na ginawa na talagang tahanan ang Malacanang noon. Paalala lang po, ang Malacanang ay pag-aari ng bawat Pilipino.
The COMELEC First Division has junked the final disqualification case lodged against presidential candidate Ferdinand Marcos Jr. for lack of merit. Marian Enriquez has the report.
In its ruling, COMELEC First Division concluded that there was no moral turpitude involved in Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s failure to file his income tax returns. The decision also stated that the petitioners are, quote, gravely mistaken for insisting that the former senator must be disqualified due to his sentence, which carries 3 years of imprisonment and a 30,000 fine. They pointed out that the Court of Appeals has already removed the imprisonment sentence and that they hold no power to change the CA's decision. Aside from this, the division also believes that Marcos Jr. is not disqualified from holding any public office. Although the case was junked, former COMELEC Chairman Christian Monsod, who is representing the petitioners, said that they will file a motion for reconsideration before the Bank. As for Marcos Jr., he was elated with the decision to junk the case. During his campaign in Occidental Mindoro on Wednesday, he said that this was a good development.
Of course, it's a good development, and we're happy that it happened before we came up with the accident.
The presidential candidate and his slate also held a grand rally at Lipa City in the afternoon. Provincial Governor Dodo Mandanas has earlier expressed support for the unit team.
Bumili ng tunay na maglilingkod sa bayan. Maka-Diyos, makatao, makabayan. Talagang nagkakaisa. At ito ang alam ng ating mga kababayan.
Ginebra and Meralco fans will have to wait one more day for Game 6. The match has been postponed and reset for tomorrow due to a fire at the Smart Araneta Coliseum yesterday. A fire in the air handling unit of the Big Dome broke out yesterday morning, covering the court in smoke while PBA 3x3 matches were ongoing. Game 6 will be played at 6 p.m. tomorrow at the MOA Arena, which has already been booked for a possible Game 7. After 2 years of lockdowns, Australia now allows cruise ships to sail again in a bid to revive their pandemic-stricken economy. Let's watch this. And that's how the day is shaping up to be. Join us later at 9 a.m. as we monitor the day's biggest stories from sunrise to sundown. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We're One News.